it's Dorothy Guining with Scrapbooking Quebec, and happy National Scrapbooking Day. I am absolutely thrilled to be participating in the Scrapbook Nerd virtual crop. We have tons of challenges for you today for every color of the rainbow, and there are prizes, and you have until May 9th to participate at midnight. Now you have to go over to the Facebook group, Scrapbook Nerd Friends Group, so I'll put the information for that in the box below so you can check that out. My challenge is the color green, so I want you to think for my challenge the words energy and refresh, and it's going to be a recipe challenge. So stick around if you want to hear about the challenge, or if you want to just jump ahead to the process, go to 2 minutes and 30 seconds on this video. You need, for my challenge, 3 or more photos. You also need 3 or more patterned papers. Now I'm going to be using 2 sides of one paper, and one of mine is tone on tone, and that's okay too. But what you need is at least 3 patterned papers. You also need the color green, because my challenge is green, and you also need to incorporate new supplies as well as old supplies. Now I'm going to be using mostly the Tula and Norbert new collection from Photoplay. I have paper, stickers, as well as ephemera, but I also dig into my stash to find some stuff that will coordinate with this as well. So you're going to see that in a second. I end up finding some vellum, which has little bumblebees on it, and I have absolutely no idea where that came from, but it's super cute. I also have some puffy hearts from Pink Fresh Studio that have been kicking around forever, as well as some colored doilies from Stampin' Up. Now I end up only using the doilies, and honestly, you can use mostly old stuff with a little bit of new stuff, or vice versa like me. But one thing is certain, you do add energy and you refresh old material by adding new stuff. And finally, those words, energy and refresh. When you're selecting your photos, I want you to think of that as the theme of your page. Now that can be a child riding a bike or a walk in the woods like me on these photos. So now I'm going to start my process, and I did prepare a frame style foundation in advance with 3 sheets of paper, and I gutted 2 of them. I matted my photos with that black cardstock from behind the foundation page, and now what I'm going to do is continue preparing my foundation page. Now you may notice there's a sketch in the top left hand corner. Actually, that is the Melina Woody Whisk sketch for the design team at the Scrapbook Nerd next week, but you don't need to follow this sketch for my challenge. You can if you want, but you don't have to. Now you see me cutting down papers. Behind the photos on that sketch, there's a large photo mat with 2 pieces of paper. So that's what I'm making here right now. The measurements I'm putting on the screen are for what I am doing here, not what the sketch is, because I'm starting off with larger photos, so everything else has been adapted a little bit larger. I also want you to take note. Look at that photo in the top left. I have it cut into 2 photos, but it's actually 1 photo that I cut down into 2, and that's a fun thing you can do with your photos when they're landscape or certain types of photos. Now you're not going to want to take a photo of a person and chop it right down the middle of their face, but certain photos you can do that, and it adds a whole new dynamic to the page. And actually, in this case, I guess it could work for you if you need a multi-photo layout and you'd only have 2 photos. You could chop one down the middle and it could be considered 3. So I'm just giving you a little hint of how you can cheat. So I'm speeding up the film a little bit here now, and I'm going to adhere this photo mat to the page, and then what you're going to see me do is start working on my title and my journaling, which is usually what I do once I get my foundation page in place and the photos in place. I really am following the sketch here pretty true to form. The only difference is everything is just a little bit bigger here. So I'm going to adhere this down, but I'm not going to adhere the photos quite yet because I am going to play around with placement for my journaling and the title. For the journaling, I'm going to use tags, which is something I often do. So I have strips of paper and I have this tag punch by Stampin' Up, but you'll notice that is really easy to replicate. It's just a strip of paper, you trim the corners and punch a hole in the middle and you have a travel tag. What I'm doing right now is adding a reinforcer, which is again something I often do. I just use a hole punch and then a 1/2-inch circle punch. It gives me a ring and I adhere it around the hole of the tag and it just makes a more finished tag. On the sticker sheet, there's this word happy, and I really find it cute, but later on it does give me a little bit of trouble. I think the blue bothers me, so I end up you're going to see me addition a lot of different decorations on this page, but anyway, I will explain how I actually come to my final decision, but you're going to see a lot of indecision before that. I guess what I'm doing here is how I really scrapbook when I'm home alone. I decided to put in this piece of vellum here, which I find super, super cute. It does stay for a while, but then I do end up removing it a little bit later on. I feel like I'm in a real minimalist mood today. Maybe it's because I was on a minimalist walk or something in these photos. I don't know. Anyway, I end up adding these doilies in there, and that's going to be the base of my 2 main embellishment clusters that you see on the sketch. They end up staying, so I'm going to tuck these tags in, and later on I will put some twine there. I put this large circle up there. It says Hello Sunshine, and then I tuck in that rainbow. I'm going to work on the bottom right now, and I end up going in with this other rainbow piece, and then I tuck another tab on the top of my title, and that says It's the Little Moments. And again, that is really what this page is about. So I put that there. I am happy with that. I am almost finished here. I go into those puffy hearts from Pink Brush Studio, and I decide to put them in 3 spots around the page in a visual triangle, and then all I'm going to do is bring in the twine for those tags, and like I always do, I do my journaling off camera. Well, it was at this point I was looking at the page and there was something that was bothering me. Now, I don't know if this ever happens to you, but it certainly happens to me. I can't quite put my finger on it, but something is bothering me. So I decide to remove things from my layout, and you're going to see that in a moment because I do turn my camera back on when I do this, and this is something I often do when I don't quite know what's wrong with my layout. I like more or less my layout, but something is definitely bothering me. So what I do is I slowly remove decorations until I get the feeling, ooh, suddenly I feel better about it. So I remove that circle with the rainbow at the bottom. I remove those puffy hearts. I remove my title from the top, and then I moved the whole cluster down about 1 inch. Now at that point I felt better. So once I feel better, I slowly go back and start adding stuff. I felt my page might have been a bit disjointed, so in 3 areas in a visual triangle, I decided to add some light inking with these Picket Fence Studio blender brushes, and I'm using Pear Pizzazz from Stampin' Up. I felt it matched the green quite well. So I'm doing that in 3 spots. I did it on the left around that cluster, around where the title is going to be, and just underneath this photo here. I still like it. I don't have that feeling that something's wrong that I felt before. Now, off camera, I went and found some more letters, and I thought maybe I would prefer that, but I didn't. So I go back with the word happy because that is really what my page is about. So I put it there. I'm happier with the placement, which is a little bit lower. And then I'm going to come in with the top banner there. I'm happy with that. Again, that has to do with the theme of my page, so I'm happy with that. I come in with that little rainbow again, but the blue is grating on me, so I remove it. But I come back in with those puppy hearts, decide, no, I'm going to keep it as is. Well, guess what? I still didn't like my page afterwards. Something was bothering me. So if you may notice, the rainbow at the top is now missing, and instead I put that banner at the bottom of the page which says Secret Garden. The rainbow actually had nothing to do with my layout. It was more about the challenge here, really, or the virtual crop. But the secret garden actually had to do with my layout, because this is kind of my secret oasis where I am in these photos. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to check out the Scrapbook Nerd Friends Group Facebook page. There are tons of challenges over there. You have until May 9th to participate. Also, there are prizes. Thank you so much for watching, and have a great day.